It's very kitschy, it's very over the top.
There is a party going on in your mouth. A party.
It wasn't chewy, it wasn't rubbery, it was just perfect.
I think that the focus there is really on the food.
Phenomenal. The chicken tandoori is my favorite there.
All just, I mean, out of the ballpark good.
YASMIN Qureshi needs to treat herself after a long day. She heads to her favorite little trendy spot. She says the chef is always willing to flex his culinary muscle, offering up healthy portions of innovative cuisine at an extraordinary value. It's in Hollywood and it's called LOLA'S on Harrison.
LOLA'S is actually named after my late grandmother. The concept is really American comfort food with a lot of kind of elegant and fun twists that we have. One dish is we have our purple potato skins. So instead of using a regular potato, we use purple potatoes and we top it off with some American sturgeon caviar. You know, we're not stuffy. Yeah, I think that starts from me. It's just a very comfortable, kind of elegant, casual atmosphere. We've never carried the mainstream beers here that people are familiar with. We get a lot of limited edition and very special seasonal type beers as well. We love pairing food with beer as well. We have a great mixologist here that makes amazing cocktails. We're very well known for our cocktails. We have partnered with a lot of local Florida farms and ranches and fishermen and different people, you know, that we really want to support. When people leave, what they say is that for the value, that they really got their money's worth. LOLA'S in Harrison is definitely a fun atmosphere. You know, the food, you know, we expect it to be very fresh and very well presented and very top-notch.
So you call this the jewel of downtown Hollywood, correct?
Yes, the food is exceptional. Just in general, it's consistent. I've never really had a bad meal. And I've had everything off the menu before.
What are
but I have my
favorites?
The salmon tartare is amazing. I think it's delectable. I love
a lemon vinaigrette. Red
Right.
Tobago caviar, right?
You have that soft, mushy, pink salmon, comparing it to the texture of the wonton and the crisp of that. It's really, really amazing. I love the crab cake with the mangoes and carrot slaw. I call it heaven in the mouth. One bite of that.
I totally agree. Heaven in the mouth. I couldn't have said it better. That way, they were awesome.
It's called the John A. Walker crab cake because John Walker was a regular and he was an amazing person in South Florida who died of cancer at a very young age. And so now the money towards the crab cake goes towards his foundation. It's pretty cool. So maybe that's why it's a slice of heaven.
That's right.
So what else? Talk to me.
Okay, their gnocchi was to die for.
It had a mushroom cream sauce, correct?
Yes, it did. We sat and we were able to just drink wine and talk and listen to the music because it was so. It was just an incredible space there. We didn't want to leave, and then we just had to have one more dish, and that was the gnocchi, and it just topped everything off. It was a memorable experience. We did not want to leave.
Both of you had the mussels. Keys, how'd you like the mussels?
Mussels were excellent, and I really tasted the beer, and they had all different spices.
And I think
they had some
kielbasa?
Kielbasa, and then I had the short rack of ribs. They called it the Coca-Cola ribs, and on top of it comes with fresh buttermilk onion rings. And there's a little bit of veggies on the side, and it's amazing. I felt like I was at like an old school backyard barbecue.
Those ribs are delicious. I mean, the smoky flavor married with the sweetness, it really is delicious. And they just fall off the bone.
Coca-Cola really breaks down meat. Sometimes it gives it the most delicious glaze, and I'm glad to hear that it was.
The presentation was amazing. Just the way they brought it out. So I mixed it well with a Shipyard Stout from Maine, which is
it's dark, no?
It's a dark beer. It's great, and I was craving a dark, milky kind of beer.
Don't you love beer pairings rather than wine pairings sometimes?
Yeah.
Now you both had wine. Do you remember what you had?
I had the Pinot Noir, and it was delicious. I mean, it was medium-bodied, red, and it went really, really well with the rich short ribs.
Our service was so fabulous. Our waitress Sarah added completely. Do you know?
I had Sarah
too. She was so enjoyable. You know, just attentive without being annoying. Just right there. The whole atmosphere. I think the music, I liked their music, their lounge music.
Michael Wagner is he's a great chef. He's grown up with a lot of the chefs that I grew up with, a little bit younger than me. But anyway, I'm
and
really
he came
happy
out
that we have him in South Florida.
to say hello
Oh,
to the guests. Yes,
that's great.
It was a fabulous addition to the whole thing because it's like, you know, he introduces himself, makes it personal.
I did a little research on the place because I didn't know what to expect, and I saw his credentials, and I'm like, all right. I thought everything was excellent, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not know what it was going to be like because it was a late arriving crowd. I went on a Friday night with my wife, and we had a reservation, I think, at like 7:30. There was nobody there. By 8:30, place was packed.
He also has, just like my restaurant, half portions and full portions.
Yes.
And that is great because my boyfriend and I like to share things. I had the most amazing, it was a pie, it was strawberry and mango, and it was a special of the night. Did you have that too?
That's awesome.
It was just delicious.
How about portion and value?
Oh, excellent. Not too much, no leftovers.
I eat everything on my plate there, so yeah, there's no leftovers.
No.
Parking, situation.
amazing.
There's a lot in the back. It's very convenient. And they just really wanted to make sure that every detail was covered.
And it's just such a find because you don't have the infringement squad walking up and down trying to give you a ticket. And so then you have the parking behind, and it's just so convenient.
Yeah.
I should ask you about the design.
Beautiful lighting, soft, the kind of lighting that everybody looks good in. That's a
very
wonderful
important.
thing, right?
Yeah, it
as
is.
as opposed to like a fluorescent lighting. They knew what they were doing.
Well, Yasmin, this was your choice. Give me a summary of LOLA'S.
Every plate that comes out is pretty, if I can say that, and I think that the service is impeccable, and I really do think it's a gem of downtown Hollywood.
And?
This is the place that you want to be. You won't want to leave. It's the food. They have got it down. They've got it down. Go and see. Check them out.
LOLA'S on Harrison's excellent. I didn't know what to expect, which is actually great when you go to somewhere you haven't been when you're trying to place out. And I came out of that place like, it was great. The beer selection to me put that place in a league of its own. So that paired with the great food, it was a wonderful place.
You can live it up at LOLA'S on Harrison, located at 2032 Harrison Street in Hollywood. Open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab for a dinner without drinks is about $45.